Tonight, as the world outside your window softens into quiet shadows, you find yourself drawn to the gentle murmur of the Nile. The river's breath is cool against your bare feet, its surface shimmering under the crescent moon like scattered jewels tucked between ancient reeds. You walk slowly along the riverbank, the scent of damp earth and lotus blossoms curling softly into the night air. Somewhere nearby, the faint flicker of a lantern sways, casting warm amber light on mud-brick homes that rest beneath the vast Egyptian sky. Tonight, you are not a stranger here, you are one with the land, a witness to the hidden lives of those who tend the fertile soils, the ancient farmers whose quiet strength shaped a civilization long whispered about but rarely seen. You pause, letting the soft breeze play with the linen folds at your ankles, and breathe deeply. The scent of burning incense from a distant temple drifts to you, a gentle reminder that gods watch with patient eyes, ever present in this sacred place. But beneath their watchful gaze, a subtle defiance simmers the slow, steady pulse of hands that plant, tend, and harvest against the weight of fate. You chuckle softly, imagining even the gods need a little quiet sometimes, especially when the river sings its endless lullaby. Now, keep the deep breath and follow the story that flows with the Nile's steady current, a story of survival, reverence, and the soft rebellion that blooms beneath the Egyptian sun. You step closer to a cluster of mud-brick homes where the first stirrings of dawn are faintly visible. Here, the farmers rise, their shadows long against the rosy horizon, faces calm yet determined. Their days begin not with clamor, but with a gentle rhythm, the sacred cadence of life tied to the earth's heartbeat. You see hands calloused by years of toil, fingers tender with care, reaching toward the soil as if coaxing secrets from the dust. Each breath, each movement is an offering to the land, to the gods, to the fragile hope that the Nile's flood will come in time. Walking softly among the fields, you feel the earth's warmth seep into your skin, grounding you in a world where every grain of barley carries a story. The fields stretch wide and golden, their bounty shimmering in the morning light. A woman named Merit moves among the rows, her eyes steady, her hands weaving through stalks as if speaking a silent prayer. She carries no sword, bears no shield, yet her strength hums in the steady rise and fall of her breath, a quiet defiance against the unforgiving sun and the gods' inscrutable will. You wonder what dreams she tends alongside her crops, what hopes pulse beneath her calm exterior. The village stirs, sounds gentle and purposeful, the clatter of pots, the soft laughter of children, the low hum of songs sung to steady, tired muscles. You find a shaded spot beneath an acacia tree, its leaves whispering secrets as the wind brushes through. The air here is thick with history, reverence, and something deeper, the invisible thread that binds these farmers to their land and to each other, a thread woven of survival and quiet resistance. You close your eyes briefly, feeling the pulse of the Nile through the soil, the breath of generations past and present flowing beneath your feet. Tonight, you have stepped into a story seldom told, the hidden lives of ancient Egyptian farmers who lived in the spaces between gods and mortals, between survival and defiance. You chuckle softly once more, imagining the gods leaning closer, curious about this human world pulsing with quiet courage. You awaken to the soft glow of dawn spilling over endless fields, where the air is thick with the scent of fertile earth and ripening barley. The soil beneath your fingers feels cool and grainy, alive with the memory of countless hands that have shaped it through the ages. As you kneel, your skin brushing the dark loam, you become keenly aware of the sacred partnership between farmer and land, a relationship built on reverence and patience. Rooted deep in survival, before you, a man named Ptah shoulders a weathered wooden plow. His hands, rough and scarred, grip the tool with a quiet determination. Each furrow he turns in the soil is more than mere labor. It is a whispered act of defiance against a harsh and unforgiving sun. His eyes reflect both hope and resignation, a delicate balance born of understanding the land's mercy and wrath alike. You chuckle softly to yourself, imagining that even the gods must admire such steadfast devotion, the stubbornness that refuses to bow, even in the face of fate. Nearby, women gather reeds and palm fibers, their fingers twisting the strands into sturdy baskets meant to cradle the harvest. Among them, Senu moves with graceful purpose, the sun catching a small falcon amulet hidden beneath her linen shawl. This amulet is no mere ornament. It is a silent emblem of shared strength and solidarity among the farmers, a bond that pulses beneath the still surface of the Nile, connecting hearts and hands across the fields. You feel the weight of this quiet community, its strength rooted not in noise, but in unspoken resilience. The earth breathes with a rhythm all its own, a sacred pulse that guides the dance of life here. Each seed planted and grain gathered forms a note in an ancient hymn of survival and sacred reverence. You reach out to touch a barley stalk swaying gently in the morning breeze and feel a whisper of prayers folded deep into the soil, prayers for rain, for plenty, for dignity beneath the distant gaze of gods who watch but seldom intervene. You follow a dusty path leading back to the village where the hum of early morning life grows stronger. Soft footsteps echo gently as children dart past you, their laughter like a bubbling brook cutting through the calm. Barefoot and carefree, they chase each other between mud brick homes, stirring clouds of dust that swirl and shimmer in the nascent sunlight. You wonder what dreams flicker behind their bright eyes, what tales and hopes will accompany them when the fields fall silent under the moon's watchful eye. You chuckle quietly, imagining the roots of defiance already taking hold, like tiny seeds nestled deep beneath the surface, waiting patiently to burst forth. The village pulses with a purposeful energy. Men and women move with deliberate grace, their actions shaped by ritual as much as necessity. Farming here is not mere toil, it is a sacred act, an offering made daily to the earth and the gods alike. You rest beneath the generous shade of a tamarisk tree, its leaves whispering secrets in the morning breeze. The cracked mud brick walls surrounding you absorb the warmth of the sun, but in this cool sanctuary, you feel the steady heartbeat of life, a pulse strengthened by endurance and quiet fortitude. As the sun climbs, the farmers gather by a narrow canal whose waters gleam like molten silver. Together, they dip their hands into the cool flow, blessing their tools and their work with soft, whispered words carried on the breeze. Their prayers mingle with the distant hymns rising from temple steps, a sacred duet of earth and spirit. In this fleeting moment of communion, you glimpse the fragile balance they maintain: humility paired with resistance, obedience tempered by hope. You inhale deeply, letting the sacred rhythm of the land settle within you like a soothing balm. The history here presses softly on your shoulders, not as a weight, but as a steadying presence, a reminder that you have stepped into a story much larger than yourself. These are lives carved from sun, soil, and spirit, where survival intertwines with quiet rebellion beneath the eternal gaze of Egypt's gods. You smile gently to yourself, imagining that even the stars pause to listen to this enduring song. As you rise and walk onward, the earth's steady hum accompanies you, guiding your steps forward. You are now part of this tapestry woven from countless hands that have nurtured the Nile's gifts, nurtured hope amid hardship, and defied fate with patience and courage. You chuckle softly, knowing the gods may watch, intrigued by the stubborn pulse of life flourishing in their shadow. As the sun climbs higher, you find yourself drawn toward the soft murmur of temple bells in the distance, their sound weaving through the air like a gentle call to reverence. You approach the sandstone walls of the village's sacred shrine, where time-worn carvings of falcons and lotuses glow faintly in the morning light, telling silent stories of life and rebirth. The temple stands as a quiet sentinel over the fields, a place where the mortal and divine meet in whispered prayers and ancient ritual. You step lightly across the worn stone floor, feeling its cool surface beneath your bare feet, grounding you in this space where generations have sought favor and protection. Inside, a priestess named Nept moves with graceful purpose, her linen robes rustling softly as she tends an altar adorned with ripe dates and cups of honeyed water that shimmer like liquid starlight. Her eyes, dark and steady, seem to hold the weight of secrets both sacred and forbidden. As she raises a bronze censer, fragrant smoke curls upward, filling the chamber with the warm scent of frankincense. You inhale deeply, letting the aroma wash over you like a soothing tide, and sense the quiet power in her chant, a melody woven from ancient words that speak of life, death, and the eternal cycle. You chuckle softly, imagining even the gods must find comfort in such gentle devotion. You notice the villagers gathered quietly nearby, their faces serene, yet taut with unspoken hope. Among them, familiar figures Senu with her woven baskets, Ptah the plowman, and others bearing the falcon amulets that glimmer faintly under their linen cloaks. These tokens are more than mere charms. They bind this community in a shared vow, a silent resistance that pulses beneath the reverent surface of their prayers. You feel the tension between mortal humility and quiet defiance, a sacred dance unfolding beneath the watchful eyes of the gods. You move closer to the altar, where soft candlelight flickers against the carved stone walls, casting gentle shadows that dance like spirits. At the altar's edge resists a small clay tablet etched with cryptic symbols, a prophecy perhaps, linking the toil of farmers like Kedi and Senu to a cosmic struggle between order and chaos. The priestess Nebt's fingers brush lightly over the tablet as she whispers blessings, her voice a delicate thread weaving through the sacred air. You catch fragments of her chant, ancient words carrying weight beyond their sound, as if she channels the hopes and fears of those who came before. Amamokto, around you, the temple breathes with quiet life. Other villagers clutch their falcon amulets tightly, their eyes bright with resolve and secret understanding. It is clear that this shrine is more than a place of worship. It is a sanctuary of shared dreams and whispered vows. You sense the pulse of a rebellion, that flows like an underground river, steady and unyielding beneath the surface of tradition. This is a world where every prayer, every offering, holds within it a spark of defiance against the unseen chains that bind them. You smile gently, thinking even the goddess Isis might nod approvingly at such resilience where faith and courage intertwine so seamlessly. The scent of myrrh and warm stone grounds you, and you find yourself swept into the sacred rhythm of the temple, where mortal hearts beat in quiet rebellion beneath the celestial gaze. As you step back into the sunlight, the village hums with renewed energy. The scent of cedar and blooming jasmine mingles with the warmth of the earth, inviting you to follow the prophecy's thread deeper into the lives it binds. You catch sight of Senu weaving her baskets near the canal, her hands steady and sure, while Ptah prepares his nets by the riverbank, his chants echoing faintly in the air. The sacred bond between their daily toil and the temple's ancient promises feels palpable, a living tapestry of faith and fortitude. Nept emerges from the temple, her gaze sweeping the crowd as if seeking those who carry the flame of the falcon amulet. She moves with quiet purpose, her presence a bridge between the divine and the mortal realms. You watch as she touches the shoulder of a young farmer, her whispered words invisible, yet heavy with meaning. It is clear she passes on more than blessings. She shares the spark of rebellion that weaves through this community's soul. The canal's waters shimmer under the afternoon sun, reflecting the promise of renewal and resistance. You kneel beside the flowing stream, dipping your fingers into the cool current, feeling the pulse of life that connects all who live here. The whispered prayers and chants linger in the breeze, carrying the courage of farmers whose lives balance precariously between divine command and human hope. You chuckle softly, imagining the gods watching from their celestial thrones, stirred by the quiet strength of mortals who dare to dream beyond their chains. The village's heartbeat carries you forward, a gentle rhythm of survival and defiance that hums beneath the sacred earth. As the afternoon sun softens, you find yourself walking along the winding path beside the Nile, where the gentle rustle of reeds blends with the distant call of birds settling for the evening. The air carries the cool scent of blooming lotus flowers, weaving through the warm breath of the river's steady flow. Here, between water and sky, you sense a sacred stillness, a moment suspended between worlds, where the pulse of light beats slow and sure. You pause on the bank to watch a lone fisherman named Amun standing in his slender boat, the silhouette of his form sharp against the fading light. His hands move with practiced ease, casting nets that ripple through the water like ripples of whispered secrets. The melody of his soft chant drifts across the water, fierce yet tender, a song of defiance threaded through each note. You imagine Hapi, the god of the Nile's floods, pausing in his endless work, curious about this mortal's audacity to sing against divine will. The water laps gently at the boat's hull, a soothing rhythm syncing with your own steady breath. A falcon amulet gleams faintly on Amun's wrist, a quiet symbol linking him to the farmers, priestesses, and villagers who share this sacred fight. You feel a deep current of unity, a bond woven from river and stone, spirit and sweat. The riverbank hums with life as other fishermen join Amun's chant, their voices rising in a soft chorus that ripples like a breeze through the reeds. You watch a young girl named Tia approaching, her arms heavy with baskets of reeds, her eyes wide with awe as she listens. Clutched tightly in her hands is a small stone carved with the falcon's shape, glowing faintly with inherited courage. This place, this moment, holds the promise of a rebellion born from humble acts, a legacy carried forward on the backs of those who work the river's edge. The sun dips lower, casting long shadows that stretch across the village and mingle with the golden light of dusk. You walk slowly beneath the towering palms, the scent of jasmine and river mud wrapping around you like a soft shawl. Farmers gather near the water's edge, their hands steady as they tend nets and baskets, their faces etched with a quiet resolve. Nearby, Merit moves with purpose among fields touched by the Nile's blessing, planting seeds with deliberate care. You sense that every action here is part of a sacred dance, a balance between hope and hardship, devotion and defiance. The villagers' murmured prayers blend with the gentle lap of water against stone, weaving a tapestry of faith that hums beneath the surface of daily toil. Their falcon amulets glint faintly in the dimming light, symbols of strength shared and struggles endured. You feel the fragile tension between mortal resilience and divine oversight, a balance that sustains both the land and the people who call it home. You lean against a rough palm trunk, letting the earth's rhythm settle in your chest, and listen as a child named Ani shares a story of courage whispered from one generation to the next. His eyes sparkle with wonder and determination, carrying the fire of those who dared to sow hope amidst scarcity. You chuckle softly, imagining the gods' celestial halls stirred by such mortal stubbornness, hearts softened by the gentle courage blossoming in these humble lives. The day fades into night, but the pulse of defiance beats steady, a lullaby of survival that promises renewal with every breath. Night deepens over the Nile, stars pricking the velvet sky like scattered gems reflecting in the river's quiet surface. You walk back toward the village, the soft glow of lanterns flickering through open windows, casting dancing shadows on mud brick walls. The air is cool and fragrant with desert sage and crushed herbs, a balm for tired bodies and weary souls. Here, beneath the vast dome of sky, you feel the ancient pulse of life that has thrummed through these lands for millennia, the steady heartbeat of a people bound to earth, water, and spirit. You pause at the edge of a small canal, watching as the water shimmers with reflected starlight. Nearby, villagers gather to share stories and blessings, their voices low but rich with meaning. The falcon amulets glint softly in the lantern light, a beacon of shared strength and silent rebellion. You sense the weight of their prayers, a chorus of hope that weaves through the night. Daring to touch the gods' ears, you smile gently, feeling the rhythm of the Nile sync with your own, a steady current carrying you forward into the next chapter of this timeless story. The village breathes softly around you, its quiet strength a reminder that survival is not merely enduring, but living with courage, grace, and the unyielding fire of the human spirit. The golden hues of harvest time embrace the village as you walk through fields heavy with grain, the air alive with the mingled scents of earth and ripening barley. Each stalk bends gently under the weight of its bounty, a testament to months of patient tending beneath the sun's unwavering gaze. You watch as farmers, faces weathered but calm, gather in quiet clusters, their hands steady and sure as they begin the sacred work of reaping. The soft rustle of cutting blades and the gentle thud of falling grain create a soothing rhythm, an ancient song sung by those who live by the land's enduring grace. In this harvest, you sense both gratitude and a quiet defiance, a celebration not just of bounty, but of survival against the relentless tides of fate. Among the workers, you notice Merit moving with practiced ease, her hands gathering stalks with reverence, her eyes reflecting a fierce determination beneath the surface calm. She wears a falcon amulet, its subtle glow a silent badge of the shared struggle that unites her with others in the village. You feel the weight of their collective strength, a deep-rooted resilience that weaves through every gesture and breath. The harvest is more than a season's end. It is a solemn promise, a whispered vow to honor the land, to endure, and to resist. As the sun arcs toward the horizon, you step back and take in the scene, bundles of grain neatly tied, baskets brimming with fruit of their labor, and faces etched with quiet pride. The farmer's work is a silent rebellion, a testament to the unyielding spirit that carries life forward beneath the gaze of gods who may watch but cannot command the human heart. Later, you follow the villagers to a small temple where offerings are prepared in honor of the gods who govern the cycles of earth and sky. The temple's sandstone walls glow warmly in the fading light, inscribed with delicate carvings of sacred animals and symbols of fertility. Inside, the air is thick with the scent of burning incense and sweet honey, mingling with the soft murmur of prayers spoken in hushed reverence. You watch as villagers present baskets of freshly baked bread and golden barley, placing them carefully on the altar as gifts meant to appease and thank the divine. Among them, Nept, the priestess, moves with serene grace, her eyes reflecting the depth of ancient knowledge. She offers blessings with measured words, her voice weaving a tapestry of faith and subtle resistance. You sense that these rituals are more than tradition. They are acts of quiet defiance, moments where mortal hope and divine will intersect in delicate balance. The villagers' prayers carry weight, not just pleas for favor, but affirmations of their right to endure, to nurture, and to shape their own destiny. As you breathe in the sacred atmosphere, you feel the intertwining of the human and the divine, the tangible and the spiritual. Here, the harvest becomes a bridge, connecting the toil of the earth to the mysteries of the heavens. You chuckle softly, imagining the gods themselves pausing to listen to these humble yet profound acts of devotion. As dusk deepens into night, you linger outside the temple, where lanterns cast flickering shadows on the worn stones. The village gathers in quiet fellowship, sharing stories and songs that echo the cycles of sowing and reaping, life and death, hope and endurance. Children clutch small falcon amulets, their eyes wide with wonder as elders recount tales of ancestors who braved hardships and whispered rebellion beneath the watchful eyes of gods. The cool night air carries the scent of blooming lotus and distant cedar, wrapping the village in a gentle embrace. You feel a profound connection to these people, their resilience woven into the very fabric of the land and the stars above. The harvest is complete, yet the story continues, alive in the hearts of those who refuse to yield. You smile softly, knowing that the farmer's quiet rebellion is etched not only in the fields they tend, but in the spirit that endures through generations. Their legacy is a living flame, flickering steadily against the encroaching dark, a testament to the strength found in survival and defiance beneath the ancient Egyptian sky. Night settles gently over the village, and you find yourself drawn once again to the quiet temple where soft candlelight flickers against ancient stone. The air is thick with the warm, resinous scent of frankincense, curling upward in wisps that seem to carry the whispered prayers of countless generations. Inside, the priestess Nebt moves with deliberate grace, her hands tending sacred vessels filled with honeyed water and ripe dates offerings that shimmer like captured starlight. You feel the weight of her presence, calm and steady, as she murmurs chants that weave together threads of reverence, hope, and subtle defiance. Her voice, low and soothing, reverberates through the chamber, a gentle melody that seems to reach beyond the walls, touching both earth and sky. Around her, the villagers gather quietly, their faces serene but resolute. You notice the falcon amulets they wear, small, glowing tokens that bind them in a shared vow of resilience and courage. These symbols are more than ornaments. They are secret badges of a collective spirit that quietly challenges the divine order. You sense that in each offering, each prayer, carries a dual purpose: to honor the gods and to affirm the farmer's unyielding will to survive and protect their way of life. You chuckle softly, imagining even the gods might find comfort in such human tenacity and the soft fire of rebellion flickering beneath solemn rituals. The temple hums with sacred energy, a space where mortal hearts beat in rhythm with ancient mysteries. As you breathe in the fragrant air, you feel yourself drawn deeper into this world, a world where survival is a sacred dance, and defiance is wrapped in the gentle folds of faith. You step outside into the cool night air, where the river's gentle murmur blends with the soft rustle of reeds swaying in the desert breeze. The village is quiet now, bathed in the silver light of a full moon that spills over mud brick homes and fields resting beneath the stars. You walk slowly along the canal's edge, where the water glimmers like liquid glass, reflecting constellations that have guided generations. Nearby, a group of farmers gathers in hushed conversation, their voices low and steady like the pulse of the land itself. Among them, a young woman named Merritt cradles a small bundle of seeds, her fingers tracing patterns in the dirt as she speaks softly of hopes for the coming season. You sense the deep connection she holds with the earth, a bond strengthened through cycles of hardship and grace. The falcon amulet around her neck glows faintly, a beacon of shared strength and quiet rebellion. Her words carry weight beyond their sound, embodying the prayers and dreams of all who toil under the desert sun. You pause to watch a child named Ani, wide-eyed and curious, clutching a small carved stone shaped like a falcon. His presence is a living link between past and future, a reminder that this quiet defiance will carry on through generations yet to come. You chuckle softly, imagining the gods observing this scene, their celestial gaze softened by the human spirit's enduring flame. The night breathes around you, a sacred lullaby that carries the whispers of hope, resilience, and the unbroken cycle of life by the Nile. As dawn edges the horizon, the first light spills gently over the desert dunes, bathing the village in a warm golden glow. You return to the temple steps, where the soft glow of oil lamps flickers against carved pillars, echoing the steady heartbeat of those who have come before. The offerings remain honeyed water, ripe dates, and baskets woven with care symbols of a sacred pact between mortal and divine. You sense that this pact is fragile, balanced on the delicate thread of faith and quiet rebellion that hums beneath the village's daily life. You kneel to trace the faint inscriptions on the temple walls, where falcons soar alongside lotus blossoms and stars, ancient symbols of protection, renewal, and courage. These carvings speak of a legacy woven through generations, a legacy born from the hands of farmers who dared to dream beyond survival, who forged a path of defiance beneath the watchful eyes of gods. You smile gently, feeling the weight of their courage settle within your chest. A quiet fire to carry forward. The village stirs to life around you, the air filled with the soft chorus of morning prayers and the promise of a new day. You stand, your spirit buoyed by the knowledge that beneath the sands and stars, the farmer's rebellion lives on, a testament to human resilience, faith, and the enduring power of hope. The soft glow of dawn begins to fade as you leave the sanctuary of the temple and step once more into the vast desert night. The stars above the Giza plateau shimmer like a celestial tapestry, guiding your footsteps toward the Great Pyramid, its massive stones humming quietly with secrets long held within their ancient embrace. The air is cool, carrying the subtle scent of desert thyme and distant cedar smoke, a quiet breath that seems to hold its breath alongside you. As you settle at the base of the pyramid, the warm stone beneath your back anchors you to the earth, grounding your spirit in this moment where mortal will meet divine judgment. Closing your eyes, you let the darkness unfold before you like a slow-moving vision, obsidian and gold walls stretching into infinity. Gods standing in solemn council, their presence awe-inspiring yet intimate. Anubis steps forward, his jackal eyes glowing softly as his voice rumbles low in your chest. Seeker, you have touched the heart of the pyramids, now face its weight. You smile nervously, imagining the gods savoring such drama. But the air grows heavy as a massive scale appears, one pan holding the feather of Ma'at, symbolizing truth and balance, the other glowing with the sacrifices of the slaves, Keti's stones, Amun's songs, Nefer's tears, Nebt's prayers, Imhotep's tools. The prophecy crystallizes. The pyramids are not merely monuments of stone, but vessels of cosmic balance, built by hands that dared to defy the eternal order. Thoth's voice, flowing like moonlight, speaks calmly yet piercingly. Their courage tips the scale. What will you do with this truth? You gaze upon the glowing crystal, visions unfolding of Keti carving beneath starlight, a moon singing defiantly by the Nile, Nebt chanting within temple walls, Merit sowing seeds of hope, Nefer sealing her vow, and workers wielding Imhotep's glowing tools, their falcon amulets blazing with shared purpose. You smile gently, knowing even the gods must pause at such stubborn resilience, where every act of labor is a whispered rebellion. The scale trembles, the feather rising slightly, and Hathor's kind eyes meet yours with a knowing smile, reminding you that even deities cherish mortal grace. Osiris nods solemnly. To know is to carry. Will you honor the balance? You nod, feeling their words settle within you, not as burden, but as gift, a charge to see the pyramids as living vows of courage. The vision deepens, revealing the village beneath the moon's gentle glow. You see Senu weaving baskets, Ptah casting nets, each amulet glowing softly in the night. Their defiance forms a chorus echoing Nefer's fight, a hidden song that vibrates beneath the silence of the desert. You chuckle quietly, imagining Anubis raising an eyebrow, in amused approval of your resolve to stand in their celestial council. The air lightens, charged with possibility, as the gods' gaze softens, accepting the slaves' rebellion as part of their cosmic dance. Opening your eyes, you find yourself once again at the pyramid's base, where a faint scale is etched into the stone, glowing softly under your touch as if inscribed by divine hands. You trace its delicate lines, feeling the hum sink into your bones. A silent message for those willing to listen. The desert hums softly around you, a night bird's call mingling with the rustle of palm fronds, and you rise with renewed purpose. You feel the village's heartbeat, Keti's chisel striking stone, a moon's song rising with the Nile's current, Nept's prayers weaving through temple halls, Senu's baskets full and heavy, Ta's nets cast wide, all bound together in a tapestry of quiet rebellion and unwavering courage. You lean against the warm stone, the scent of sage and earth grounding you, glimpsing flashes of Nefer standing proud before her people. Her crown, a symbol of defiance carried forward by those who wear the falcon's mark. You smile softly, imagining Isis nodding in approval, her celestial gaze warmed by mortals who dared to challenge fate. The stars burn brighter overhead, mirroring the fire now glowing within your heart. You step around the pyramid's base, your shadow blending with those of the farmers and rebels who came before you, each step a vow to uphold their legacy. The desert night cradles you as you pause beneath a sprawling acacia tree, its leaves rustling like whispered lullabies in the soft breeze. You feel the prophecy's weight gently settle within your chest, a steady flame tying you to the village's defiant spirit and the eternal balance held by the pyramids. The world seems to hold its breath in this sacred moment, a fragile peace woven from courage and faith. You close your eyes and breathe deeply, the cool night air filling your lungs with the scent of myrrh and crushed herbs, memories of Keti's steady hands, Amun's fierce song, Nept's sacred chants, Merit's careful sewing, and Nefer's unyielding truth dance behind your eyelids, a chorus of strength that carries you forward. You smile gently, knowing that the story you carry is part of a larger dance, one where mortals and gods move together in an eternal embrace of defiance and grace. As you rise, the stars above seem to shimmer brighter, guiding your path toward a dawn yet to come. You walk slowly away from the pyramid, your footsteps light but resolute, carrying the legacy of those who dared to shape eternity with their sweat, prayers, and quiet rebellion. The faint glow of the pyramid's scale still lingers softly in your mind as you turn away, guided back toward the shimmering banks of the Nile. The night air cools your skin, carrying whispers of wet reeds and blossoming jasmine, delicate scents that weave a gentle tapestry of life along the river's edge. You walk slowly beside the water, the mud soft beneath your bare feet, and gaze upon the mirrored constellations that shimmer like ancient promises on the river's surface. The village lies quiet nearby, its homes bathed in the silver light of the moon, the soft glow of lanterns flickering like distant stars. The pulse of the prophecy burns steady within your chest, binding the lives of Keti, Amun, Nept, Nefer, and Imhotep in a sacred dance of defiance and hope. You hear the faint murmur of farmers gathered beneath the moonlight, their silhouettes bent over fields of barley, sowing seeds with hands worn by years of care and resilience. Among them, Merit moves gracefully, her eyes bright and determined, pressing each seed into the earth with reverence and strength. Her falcon amulet glints softly beneath her shawl, a symbol of unity and shared purpose. You settle beside the riverbank, feeling the gentle lap of water against stone, and breathe in the earthy scent of damp soil and crushed herbs. The farmer's movements are slow and deliberate, a sacred rhythm performed beneath the watchful gaze of gods who seem both distant and intimately present. You sense the quiet rebellion threading through their actions, a soft but steady flame resisting the weight of divine command. As you watch, the murmured prayers of the farmers mingle with the rustling of nearby reeds and the soft hum of nocturnal life. You see Sinu weaving baskets nearby, her fingers nimble and sure, each twist and turn a silent prayer for strength and renewal. Ptah stands at the water's edge, his nets heavy with the river's bounty, his voice rising in a gentle chant that ripples through the night air. Their falcon amulets gleam faintly, linking them in a sacred covenant that transcends mere survival. You notice a small boy named Ani carrying water to the fields, his eyes wide with awe as he watches Merit work in his small hands. He clutches a carved stone shaped like a falcon, glowing softly with inherited courage and hope. This moment feels like a living bridge between past and future, a testament to the enduring spirit of a people bound to earth and sky alike. The night deepens, and you feel the river's song shift from a lullaby to a call for resistance, urging you to carry forward the stories and dreams of those who toil beneath the stars. You smile softly, imagining the gods' gaze flickering with intrigue, and perhaps a touch of respect for the mortal hearts beating defiantly beside the Nile. You rise from the riverbank, the cool night air wrapping around you like a soft cloak. The village sleeps quet-leg under the blanket of stars, its heartbeat steady and sure despite the silence. You walk back along the winding path, your footsteps light but purposeful, guided by the prophecy's flame burning gently within your chest. In your mind's eye, you see the farmers once more, Keti carving stone with steady hands, Amun's voice carrying over the water, Nept's sacred chants echoing in temple halls, Merit's seeds planted with hope, Nefer's unwavering truth etched into the desert sands. Their lives weave together into a tapestry of quiet rebellion and enduring faith, a legacy that lives beneath the earth and sky. You smile gently, knowing this is now part of you, a song of resilience, courage, and the unyielding human spirit as you continue your journey under the vast Egyptian sky. You carry with you the steady pulse of the Nile and the whispering strength of those who dared to dream beyond their fate. 9. The moon hangs low over the Nile, casting a soft silver glow that shimmers like scattered stars upon the water's surface. As you walk slowly along the riverbank, the cool earth beneath your bare feet grounds you in the timeless rhythm of this ancient land. The village lies quiet, its mud brick homes nestled beneath towering palms, their shadows stretching long and protective across the fields. The air is heavy with the scent of desert sage and faint whispers of myrrh, wrapping around you like a gentle embrace, inviting you deeper into the story that pulses beneath these sands. You settle at the base of the Great Pyramid, its massive stones warm against your back, humming softly with the lives of those who built it, slaves and farmers whose hands dared to defy the gods' will. You close your eyes and feel the heartbeat of the earth syncing with your own, a deep and steady pulse carrying stories etched into stone and whispered by the wind. Visions rise before you, Keti carving limestone beneath a blanket of stars. A moon's chant carried by the river breeze. Neb's prayers echoing through temple halls. Merit sowing seeds with unwavering hope. Nefer sealing her truth in quiet tears. And workers wielding Imhotep's glowing tools, all united by falcon amulets, burning with shared purpose. A soft chuckle escapes your lips, imagining Osiris pausing in his celestial court, struck by the audacity of mortals who built more than tombs, a legacy of resistance that pulses beneath eternity's gaze. You trace the faint spiral etched into the pyramid's base, its lines shimmering like the path of a secret vow. Nearby, a glowing falcon, wings spread wide, seems ready to soar beyond the bounds of divine chains. The desert hums with ancient energy, and you rise with a renewed sense of purpose. The stories of these farmers and rebels weaving tightly into the fabric of your being as you walk around the pyramid's base. Your shadow blends with those of the countless souls who came before farmers tending barley fields, fishermen casting their nets, priestesses chanting sacred hymns. You feel the strength of their quiet defiance flowing through the land, an unbroken thread woven across generations. The village lights flicker softly in the distance, a constellation of hope grounded in earth and spirit. You pause by a small irrigation canal, where the water shimmers like molten glass under the moonlight. A young boy, Ani, carries a jug of water to the fields, his eyes bright with the flame of inherited courage. He clutches a small stone carved with a falcon, its soft glow a beacon of the legacy he carries. Nearby, Senu weaves her baskets, fingers nimble and sure, while Ptah prepares his nets for the coming day. Their falcon amulets glint faintly, symbols of strength and solidarity, binding them together in a sacred covenant of resilience. You breathe deeply, feeling the cool night air fill your lungs as the river's song rises in a gentle crescendo. The chorus of life, the laughter of children, the clatter of tools, the distant hum of temple chants blends into a tapestry of sound that carries the spirit of rebellion and hope. You smile softly, knowing that beneath the stillness lies a pulse that refuses to be silenced. The desert night deepens, stars pricking the sky like scattered embers from a celestial fire. You stand once more beneath the Great Pyramid, its towering presence a testament to human resilience and divine mystery. The falcon's wings seem to stretch endlessly, a silent guardian watching over the land and its people. You close your eyes and let the stories wash over you, tales of courage carved in stone, whispered on the wind and sung beneath the river's steady flow. The farmer's defiance, the priestess's prayers, the alchemist's secrets, and the queen's unyielding truth mingle in a timeless dance that shapes the soul of Egypt itself. A gentle warmth spreads through your chest, a quiet flame of hope and strength that connects you to this sacred land and its enduring legacy. You smile, knowing that this story lives within you now, a steady heartbeat guiding you through shadow and dawn, forever woven into the eternal fabric of the Nile. The first light of dawn brushes gently over the desert, bathing the village and the Great Pyramid in a soft golden glow. The air is cool and fragrant, carrying the scent of blooming jasmine and fresh earth. You find yourself beneath a swaying acacia tree, its leaves whispering secrets as the warm breeze caresses your skin. The village stirs slowly to life around you, the muted sounds of morning prayers blending with the rustle of linen and the faint hum of awakening insects. Here, In this sacred space between night and day, the pulse of ancient courage beats steady and true. You close your eyes and breathe deeply, feeling the rhythm of the earth sync with your own. The flame of the prophecy burns gently in your chest, weaving together the lives of Keti, Amun, Nept, Merit, Nefer, and Imhotep, each thread a testament to the enduring spirit of those who dared to dream beyond the god's command. The acacia's shade offers a quiet refuge, a place where mortal hearts and divine mysteries meet in silent understanding. You smile softly, imagining the goddess Hathor smiling down, her celestial gaze warmed by the stubborn fire that kindles mortal souls. The village moves slowly, a sacred dance of survival and faith, each act a prayer and a promise. You sense the delicate balance held here between obedience and defiance, surrender and hope, a dance as old as the sands themselves. As the sun climbs higher, you watch the villagers tending their daily tasks with a calm determination. Senu weaves her baskets with practiced hands. Ptah casts his nets into the shimmering river, and Ani carries water with youthful eagerness. Their falcon amulets catch the sunlight, tiny beacons of shared strength and silent rebellion. Each gesture, each breath, is a quiet act of resistance woven into the fabric of their lives. You feel the weight of their legacy pressing gently upon your heart, a legacy forged in sweat, prayer, and unwavering courage. The stories of these farmers and their kin ripple through time, carried on the winds that sweep across the Nile and the desert beyond. You chuckle softly, imagining the gods watching from their celestial thrones, moved by the resilience and grace that bloom in the human spirit. The sacred balance of life here is fragile, yet unbreakable, a testament to the power of faith intertwined with defiance. You breathe in deeply, the warm air filling your lungs with hope and renewal, and feel the pulse of the Nile carrying you forward into a new day. As afternoon wanes, you rest beneath the acacia once more, the golden light casting long shadows across the land. The Great Pyramid stands sentinel nearby, its stones humming with the echoes of 1,000 whispered vows. You reflect softly on the journey you have shared, the hidden lives of farmers who survived and thrived through devotion, quiet rebellion, and unyielding hope. You feel the gentle flame of their courage burning within you, a steady light to guide you through the days and nights ahead. Their legacy is not just etched in stone or sung in ancient chants, but lives on in every breath of wind, every ripple of the Nile, and every quiet moment of resilience. With a soft smile, you rise and look toward the horizon, the promise of renewal shimmering like the morning sun on the river's surface. The story of these farmers, their survival and defiance, is now part of your own, a timeless dance of spirit and earth that will carry you gently into peaceful rest. As you settle deeper into the quiet embrace of night, the stories of ancient Egypt's farmers ripple softly through your mind like a gentle river current. Their lives, woven from the threads of survival, reverence, and subtle defiance, remind us that true strength often blossoms in silence and steadfast devotion. Each seed sown, each stone carved, each prayer whispered beneath temple shadows is part of a vast tapestry connecting the human spirit to the earth and the divine. You've witnessed a world where faith and hope intertwine with courage, where everyday acts become sacred rebellions against fate's unyielding hand. The falcon amulet, glowing faintly in the hands of farmers and priestesses alike, symbolizes this enduring bond a shared vow to honor life's delicate balance while daring to dream beyond imposed limits. Now, let your breath slow and your heart steady, carried gently by the rhythms of the Nile and the whispering desert winds. Feel the strength of those who walked before you settle softly within, a quiet flame illuminating the path through shadow and dawn. Their legacy is a gift, a reminder that even in the harshest of landscapes, resilience and grace can flourish. Rest now in this peaceful knowing, wrapped in the warmth of ancient earth and timeless stories. May you carry this steady flame of hope with you, wherever your journey leads. Don't forget to return here whenever you need, to this place where mortal courage meets divine grace, and where the soul of Egypt whispers peace amidst the sands of time.